Hey, how are you doing? My name is Gabb, helping entrepreneurs master their mindset. And in this video today, I'm going to be sharing with you one simple shift that you can make that's going to allow you to not only get the results you want faster, but with a lot less effort and with a lot more ease, okay? So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you this diagram here and how it's going to, like I said, make it almost effortless and easy for you to attain your goals with one shift using this diagram. Now, watch till the end, because at the end, I'm going to be giving you guys an action step. And if you can understand number 3 and really what this means, I guarantee that your entire external world is going to change. Maybe you want to change your physique. Maybe you want to change your business, whatever that is. If you can understand point number 3, it's going to help you do that. So make sure you watch till the end to discover that. So let's jump into this video. And like I said, change your identity using this one simple shift. Now, this took me a long time to figure out. If I tell you my story, let me just first of all explain this first point to you. But there are 3 levels of change, okay? Outcome change, process change, and identity change. Now, the most effective way for you to change your habits is to not focus on what you want, but on who you need to become. So if I tell you my story, back when I was trying to get my life together, right, just in general, I always was focused on the outcomes I wanted to achieve, right? So it would always be planning, goal setting, and organizing. Even if you go back to my first videos on this channel, right, you'll see a lot of my content was based around external things. How to change your life in 90 days. I would talk about planning and goal setting and all of those concepts there. And, I was going for the outcome. And then after a while, I realized it was effective, right? It allowed me to make some progress, but it's almost like I would always take one step forward and then take one step back. It was never consistently growing, and I knew there was something slowing me down. So what I started to work on then was my habits, all right? My routines, my daily disciplines and things like that. And again, they were effective by working on my routines, maybe my morning routine, my evening routines, and just overall trying to make it my habits more aligned with where I wanted to go. And again, they worked, but it was always that one step forward, one step back. It was never consistently going. And that's when I really started to uncover and learn about something called the identity, okay? Because although I had the plans and I had the external things I needed to get there, at first, I just didn't have the right routines. Maybe I'd wake up late, miss the gym. Maybe I couldn't focus on my business. Maybe that, I just couldn't stay consistent for a long enough time. So I worked on my habits. But the identity was the thing that I mastered that allowed me to have lasting change. So let me give you an example here, right? This was me back when this was probably like 2019. And imagine it or not, believe it or not, I was working out here, right? So I had the outcome change, right? I had goals, I had workout plans, I had the blueprint. I knew what I needed to do. I had invested in fitness programs. I had watched a bunch of YouTube videos. I knew what to do, right? And I was actively taking action on that. All right, so the second example is process change, all right? So here I had the goals, I had the workout plans, I had the blueprint, and on top of that, I had the habits, I had the discipline, and I had the consistency. So again, like I said, I was working on my routines. If we go back to the diagram here, I was working on the processes now, the routines, the habits, discipline, focus, those things there, all right? And as you can see, I started to get results with my physique. I saw the change starting to happen, but again, I knew there was still a cap. There was still this block that was preventing me from being truly the person I needed to be to get the results that I wanted, all right? I knew sometimes in my workouts, I wasn't giving it 100%. Sometimes I wasn't eating the right diets. Overall, I knew in my heart, I'm not reaching my full potential. So then comes the third one, right? And I started to work on my identity change. So now I had the goals, I had the workout plans, I had the blueprint. And on top of that, I had the habits, the discipline, the consistency, right? And lastly, is I then started to work on my identity. So the beliefs, the identity, who I am. Okay, so if we look here, what you can see before, it's I do, so I am. So here, I work out, so I am in shape. I am an athlete. I work out, right? But then it became I am, so I do. So the subtle shift here is this. Instead of me having to force myself, and some days having to discipline myself, and still to some extent now. But you know, if you look at it like this, I haven't missed a workout in over 200 days. Like every single day I've worked out. 90% of those times I've tracked my diet and my macros. And as you can see, because I am this person, right, I get the results. All right, I see myself as this, so I get the results. And I'm going to explain to you in a moment how I've done this. But what you can see here, the only thing I changed, instead of being focused on the outcome, I started to really focus on who would John be if he was at his desired fitness level. How would this guy be thinking? How would this guy be feeling? How would this person be acting? What would he be doing, right? So I switched it around from outcome-based habits to identity-based habits. And this is how I've been able to keep lasting change in my fitness journey, because I see myself as this person now. I am an athlete. I am a gym goer. So I do that. It's so unconscious for me. Like I said, I haven't missed a workout in over 200 plus days now. So if we break this down, identity focused John versus outcome focused John. So back when I was focused on the outcome, right, and I was just like, okay, I need to go to the gym, all right, I need to just do this. I didn't track my macros, right? He doesn't work out 100%. He doesn't work out consistently, and he didn't follow a plan, right? Versus identity focused John, all right? So he tracks his macros, he works out 100%, he works out consistently, and he follows a plan. So when I identified that with John, I was like, well, who would you be, John, if you was already in the best shape and the shape you desire to be, like in this photo here, right? Well, I identified that. He would track his macros, right? He would work out consistently. He would follow a plan. But this guy wasn't doing that. So can you see how just by being focused on the outcome and the process, it didn't allow me to focus on who I needed to be? And because I wasn't focused on who I needed to be, my old behaviors, my old habits, those were not aligning with the person I needed to be. All right. So even though my brain is saying, hey, bro, let's work out today, my brain was like, yeah, but, you know, you're not that disciplined, as an example, right? But you don't track your macros, but you don't give it 100% in the gym. So those beliefs weren't aligned with where I wanted to go. So the outcome is the easy part. It's literally a Google search away. If you're trying to get in shape, you can go onto YouTube right now and find the video on how to do that. The process is a little bit harder, right? It requires building habits, routines, and efforts. But the identity is where it becomes near effortless and easy for you to take the action you need to do. So there's a simple or a subtle shift here, right? I do, therefore I am, versus I am, therefore I do, right? So when John is first going to the gym, I do, then I feel good about myself. Then I feel like an athlete. Then I feel like I am in shape. But the problem about this is, if we have to do something to feel like that, right, it's unreliable. Because on the days where we don't feel like it, or maybe, you know, we're tired or whatever it is, then we're going to be less likely to go ahead and perform that action. But if I am an athlete, if I am a gym goer, on the days that I feel bad or I feel tired, I still go to the gym. I still make it a priority because that's who I am, okay? So that's the overall goal here. Going through this diagram here is we want to focus on being the person we need to be, so it's just second nature to us. I am this person, so I do, okay? So now I want to just give you an action step from this video. So number one is clearly define an external vision. So what do you want in a specific area of your life? Okay, so for example, myself, I'm 100 kg and 80% body fat. I am ripped, muscular, and lean. That's my external vision, okay? Again, it's very simple. It doesn't have to be too detailed. The second part is create a plan on how you'll make it happen, right? So again, make this rule vague right now. Don't go into too much detail, but you know, it could be work out 5 days a week, eat my macros, maybe research some YouTube videos. But number three is the most important one. I want you to define the number one action step from this video, right? Clearly define an internal vision of who you need to be. What type of person will you be? Are you disciplined? Are you organized? Are you focused? Okay. So I'll give you an example of the visions I wrote down before I got in the best shape of my life. And, you know, it was like this. My physique is ripped, muscular, and that of a Greek god. This is simply a byproduct of the man of character I have been by training like a fucking champion and tracking my macros with intense discipline and saying, fuck pleasure, this is long fucking view. I consume a whole foods, healthy, nutritious, only diet that fuels me with energy and strength. I track my macros 100% with no excuses, as this gives me a feeling of confidence and clarity. Food is simply fuel, nothing else. I never snack on food. Now, when I wrote this vision down, probably 6 months ago now, it's all came true, right? Let's say with my diet, 90 to 95% of the time it's whole foods. Maybe sometimes I'll slip up and eat, I don't know, maybe a bagel or something like that, or maybe I have a bit of like vegan chocolate or something, but 95% of the time it's dialed in. And as soon as I wrote this vision down, like these weird things start to happen. Like, you know, you just, one day you're just like, all right, I'm going to stop eating that food. I just cut certain foods off with like that. Just one day I was like, I don't want to eat that anymore. Boom, cut it off, never went back to it, right? And what I want you to pay attention to here is, if you look at the second one, always has clear intentions. Do the hard things first. Work out hard as fuck. Track macros without any excuses. Pushes himself to the limits. Laser focused and in flow state. So this was the person I needed to be to get into the shape I needed to get into. Before that, I didn't always have clear intentions. I didn't do the hard things. I didn't work out hard as fuck. So can you see how, because I wasn't being the person I needed to be, I wasn't getting the results I wanted? So when you write out your external vision, be very descriptive. You know, like I said, tracking my macros with intense discipline. Because I knew that I wasn't disciplined to track my macros. I had to become and invent this version of myself, okay? So once you've got the vision dialed in, you need to read over this consistently and feel the emotions of already being that identity now. Then you will find the outcomes and the process parts easy. Because I am disciplined, because I am this person who you know, would already be at this desired shape. Because I am that, I act in that way. And what you will find is that you will start to let go of the outcome. Because for me right now, I know I'm not in the ideal shape I want to be. But the crazy thing is this, I never will be. Because as soon as I get bigger, or as soon as I get this amount of weight on the bench, I'm just going to want to get stronger. I'm going to want to get in better shape. So that's a kind of a flawed philosophy, right? Because as you get to that level, you go, oh, I want more, I want more, I want more. But if you just are that, if I just am an athlete, it's just who I am, it will never end. And Alex Hormozy, one of my mentors, he talks about this. It's called infinite game, meaning the game will never end. So if you become a person who just is that, I am an entrepreneur, so I do the work. I am an athlete, so I go to the gym. I am happy, so I don't go on my screens. You know, for me, when I go on my screens, it doesn't bring me any value, right? But if I'm already happy, I'm already fulfilled, I'm already excited with life, I don't need the external validation for that because I am this, all right? So I don't want to go on too long in this video, but the main concept is this, okay? You need to focus on the identity of who you need to become. Whatever area of your life it is. Who would that person be? Start to focus on that person and work outside from there. If you can clearly identify who you are at your desired goal, and you can start to embody that person day to day as best you can, you give it 60, 90, 100 days, and your entire life will start to transform. Because you attract who you are, not what you want. Again, I'm not going to go into too much detail. If you found this video valuable, please leave a like. And also go and follow me on Instagram at John Gabb, where I post every day my daily life and how I'm transforming that. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in my next one. Have a great day. Let's keep winning.